had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the sunrise.
There's something so cool to me about the original idea of the television, just like pulling, you just got it.
Yeah.
Like all you had to do was buy the TV.
Right.
And you just got the signal.
Yep. And I still do that with my 55-inch flat screen TV upstairs. When football season's on, I put the antenna up and I watch the games for free off the air.
Yeah. Which
is just crazy to me. It's like perfect high definition.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, that is nuts.
It's like magic.
When I was a kid, I remember, we got to go move the satellite dish around. Or it was like we had a crazy antenna that was supposed to give you more channels than just the ears.
Especially if it was way up high.
Yeah,
you could pull
it was
from
like
other
installed
markets,
on the and it was supposed to pull from other markets, and it never really worked.
We had one.
It was great, but it was not.
Yeah.
Then we got cable or a satellite, and I was just for like a year, and then we lost it, and I was like,
we had one of those antenna. It was a regular TV antenna, but the guy had put it on like a 30-40 foot structure next to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And like as a kid, you could climb it. I never climbed to the top because it was way up there.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a big storm one night, and we were going to do like an outdoor sleepover with all the neighbor kids. But then it started raining, and the storm came in, so we went all and slept in the family room. And in the middle of the night, bam! The whole thing fell across the house.
Oh,
roof,
Jesus!
And like poked a couple holes in the roof. But it came down like a ton of bricks. This big,
they're like,
structure.
They're huge.
It was like, for those listening, it's just like, I don't know,
it's like
12 to 18 inches.
It's like a really narrow, but long column.
I feel like it was triangular. Mine was it was a triangle.
Yeah.
But that was.
Did it just have like the three?
Yeah, those like zigzag kind of deals on them.
Yeah.
So you could climb up it, but then the funny thing was, when we bought the house, I was, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old. The thing's there, but it's not connected.
Yeah, yeah.
So
everybody had like that.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandma still to this day has a giant dish in her backyard.
Yeah, just dead.
I guess it was to grab TV, and she was kind of out in the boonies back in the day. Like now, it's the city's kind of moved out there, but
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's this huge dish. It just looks like a DirecTV dish, but it's like 10 times as large.
And I've got a bunch of photos that I've taken around town because I was messing around with that as a project. And I have probably 20 to 30 just photos of dead satellite dishes all over the Omaha area.
It's such a crazy... I feel like that's something that, like, radio is something I think about all the time. Like, seems like a medium that is very useful, pretty cool, and that it should probably it seems like there's an opportunity there to kind of
do something with it. Like make it.
Like we keep KVNO on here in the cars.
Right.
And I know you listen to like the jazz on NPR.
Yes.
At night.
Yep. And in the afternoon. Yep.
So, I mean, there's something there to like ad-free radio.
Yeah.
Curated ad-free radio. I think there's something. And I mean, obviously, like a lot of people listen to sports talk radio still on the car. That's extremely popular. AM radio is still popular, I'm sure.
Yeah.
For some of the sports talk stuff. Everybody kind of, like, if you're a big sports fan, you know you're local. And then, I mean, other than sports, like maybe like country music or classic rock, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You hear that in the background at a lot of places. But
I was listening to just like an alternative station the other day because Aaron needed the truck for an excursion with the kids and our niece. So I took the car out, and it has a CD player, but I didn't get a bunch of CDs ready. So I'm like, what's on the radio? And found a little alternative station. So I was jam into that. It was kind of a throwback because I haven't really, other than NPR, which isn't the radio experience that I remember from like high school, driving around, listening to Q101 in Chicago, which was the alternative station back then, hearing all the ad breaks and the MCs.
It's not the same. And even NPR is not the same as like what it was. Like, I feel like, I don't know. In my head, I picture like 90s New York City.
Yeah.
Kind of that vibe.
Yeah.
And I just miss that.
Yeah.
It was like like late 90s in New York City is like the mecca of just city culture in my mind for some reason.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah. WNBC.
Just like the low,
Mm-hmm.
the jazzy, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just like this image of like New York City with all of these halogen bulbs and the Twin Towers and like
sodium
tonight's weather. Well, you know that I'm like all in on the weather channel from the 90s.
Yeah, buddy.
There's nothing sweeter than that.
Nope.
That's just like, I don't know. It just puts me in this zen place.
But I was thinking about that your project too, because as I was setting up the Switch today, we
do not need to dedicate more time to my stupid.
No, there was the thing that caught me was
I gotta get that Apple monitor though. That thing's crazy.
That thing's sweet. I mean, that is like quintessential sort of computer CRT monitor without it being so obnoxiously big that it wouldn't even fit on the corner of your desk, you know? But there was something to me about like you having that idea and the tools are out there to bring it to life. And, you know, what I got to, you know, today, this switch that lets me go back and forth between the different inputs is not like some big profound invention. It's a very simple concept.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have power to it. I mean, there's no like plug or anything. It's just a box that's free of cables.
Yeah.
And you route the cables through it.
Yeah. It's just
super simple.
Yeah.
And, there's just something cool about like me sitting there going, I want all these things to just go to one TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even need a remote. I just want to push a old clicky button to switch back and forth between the inputs and the sources. And it was just the greatest. Like, I mean, I'm like in the video, I'm just like laughing because I'm so delighted that it was just idea to finish product. And same thing for you with Apple TV on the CRT, and what you're thinking about with the weather, like Raspberry Pi running Windows, like it's all out there. You can easily do it.
I don't even think it costs that other than the hardware,
right?
A little bit of time, and I found a couple of solutions. Like there's a non-CRT solution that I might try. Just like a little desktop monitor that I thought about. I was like, but then I started looking at it more and I'm like, it would be cool to have the Apple.
I think you need to do the Apple one.
Yeah.
Even if it's $200.
Well, and I could put it on that table.
Yeah.
Like that fan is only there during the summer. So I could put it on there for 6 months of the year, 7-8 months of the year. And it wouldn't really add that much space. Obviously I've got the barrage of cords, but yeah.
There's a place for it.
The other thing is I got to figure out the music. So I'll show you something really quickly.
Go for it. Show and tell.
I don't know if I cut this out or what.
Yeah, whatever. You'll decide. Oh, wow. Cool website. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I had it yesterday finally where it didn't reset every time. But it's supposed to just keep playing.
Nice.
But yeah. And then the visitor count is obviously way off. It's just every time I've reloaded the freaking page. But yeah, literally just like hosted it myself.
Oh yeah, buddy.
And so
there we go. There's that saxophone.
That's it, right?
80s cool jazz.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, dentist office.
So I've got like an hour and 20-minute loop of this.
This is great.
And it'll pick up too. It'll cache and then pick up wherever. So if you leave the website and come back, it's not like you have to just run it back. If you change pages, it'll just continue.
All those crash symbols.
I'm gonna put a photo, all the photos in here though, sorted obviously by year and month, and then videos hosted on YouTube.
Wow.
And I'll have that there. Books, just a very simple like letterbox kind of review system.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing the film thing too, but I'll just keep it at books for now.
Yeah.
Blog. And then the homepage, I'm going to get the little Weathertron radar scanner.
Classic.
To tag off of the IP. And then got to do a lot of work with this.
Yeah, like the clock.
The animation's a little wonky. And instead of doing it hour, minute, second, I want to do it a little differently. But and then.
So for those listening who have no idea what's going on,
Yeah.
Alex has his laptop out and he's showing me a website that he's working on, but
Yeah.
a website that's sort of in the spirit of the old internet,
Yeah.
and a place where he can kind of hold all of his content and the stuff that he's writing and working on it versus putting it on some essentially social media thing.
Yep. And so it'll have recent posts, Weathertron Radar,
Nice.
guest book, so you can sign in, and then you'll be able to view whoever signs. And then so the visitor count will go over to the guest book. Links. So these will just be links of things that I'm messing with. And then, obviously you can support. And I think that's going to be it for now.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. Like just this. So I thought about doing this thing where I incorporate like a ticker of like things I'm interested in, whether that's like sports things that I'm interested in, or like just random like a micro blog maybe or something like a kind of a Twitter-esque but more. And then obviously I'll RSS for the blogs and stuff like that, but
Killer, dude.
work in progress. It's going to take, there's still quite a lot that needs to be done because like it's not robust at all. It's complete vibe code mess, but
this reminds me of
that. Come on.
Of me sitting in the Iowa State computer lab building a GeoCities website line by line of code.
Yeah.
HTML. I mean, dude, I spent days in there building a GeoCities multi-page website.
Yep.
I wish I could access it.
Dude, you got to jump back in. You just got to mess around with this a little bit.
It's pretty cool.
I'll let you know how the experience goes and we can revisit, but
yeah.
I'll mute this. But
like actually that could be the soundtrack of your guys' podcast. Is just playing that cool jazz in the background.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, and I want it to be a place where people can feel like they can come and hang out. Or like leave it up and like maybe on a second monitor or something.
Right.
So I really want to, like, obviously I'm not going to be putting up videos constantly, or I'm not going to be putting up photos constantly.
Yeah.
But I want that when you're on the photo page, I want it to feel like you're in a gallery.
Yeah.
And like you can randomize, and I don't know if it'll be like actual work or if it'll just be like fun, like photos. I don't know where I'm going to draw the line, because like I'm going to keep my portfolio.
Yeah.
I might just have that as like just mess around, have a good time. Like here's like, you know, maybe things that I think are cool photos but aren't necessarily like
work
or like maybe it is work, but it's like the early stages of it before it's been edited.
Yep.
I mean, edited before it's been like curated.
Yeah. I like this because it's sort of like, you know, our online presence, and I use that, not you and I, but people in general, you know, exists in a sort of splintered way with an Instagram account, a YouTube channel, and then sometimes people do this Linktree thing where you can go to one place but then access all your different stuff. There's something really nice about something like what you showed me, a one-stop shop for all the things that you are into and are making. And what I imagine would be normal conversations that we have, like in an event like last night, the dining event, where, you know, I asked the guy Josh who was sitting across from me, you know, like, are you on Instagram or whatever? Like there's the sort of default asking which social media site. Can I see what your life is like through? And then if I did need to contact you, I could DM you or whatever. There's something fun about, or something that if I was in your position, I would be sort of proud and excited in those situations to be like, well, here's my website.
Yeah. Go to my website.
And then people are like,
they're like, oh, it's his fucking website.
Like your business website, you know, like not that they would say that, but they might
Yeah.
be thinking it. And then to have their expectations
You go
completely,
and you're either like,
they're
this
like,
is cool, or like,
wait.
this is
Yeah.
awful looking.
And old guys like me go, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
I remember these days.
You would hope. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would probably just be like, this doesn't look good.
Well,
Just
yeah.
you, like,
I think, you know,
what
again,
is-
as soon as you open it, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the old internet I remember.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
And that's kind of what I'm trying to like recapture a
Yeah,
little bit.
no, it's great.
And I hope that's more the direction that more people move in.
No, I think I think that's a fun way to centralize your life online. But then in a sort of rejection of the traditional
it's
avenues that
I
we
can
have.
totally capture email addresses. Like if people want to give me their emails, I can do that on there and own it. Like actually own it all. I can still publish stuff if I wanted to publish something to Instagram or YouTube or Substack or I don't know where else.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's also kind of a cool trial run. I'd love to, if I get that figured out how I want to do it and can execute on that, I would love to do the Studio Sessions website.
Yes.
In a similar
100%.
Because
that'd be
it
great.
Feels like it fits.
Especially because we don't have a website. We don't have a social media handle.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like, it's almost, and then if we did, ever got into like a physical product, like we put certain episodes on VHS or something like that, for that stuff to live there.
It would be
really cool.
A home, and then also just you could do message boards or like instant messaging, and I know there's other things you could do like Mastodon or Discord or I don't know, Reddit. I don't really. There's other options though.
Yeah.
I just
something about having it all in one place on a website that's really interesting, but a website that doesn't feel like, and nothing against Squarespace, I use Squarespace, but a website that just feels like something very different, even if it is a throwback to.
It serves a different, like I'm going to keep my portfolio website.
Yeah.
It serves a different purpose in my mind though.
Yeah.
Like that's where I'd send people if I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's just serving a different purpose in my mind because I'm like slowly putting my foot in. Like, oh, the water's a little warm. Let me just, and maybe I'm just that's like keeping the option open.
Because I could see completely shedding.
I could see it goes all the way to that. But
exactly.
At the same time, it's like, I want to, like, I have to build this out. And like I said, I'm not like coding this completely from scratch. Like I'm borrowing people's ideas all across the board. I'm like vibe coding it with language models in certain places because I'm like, all right, this would take me a month to figure out.
Yeah. I'm surprised that like a Squarespace or Wix hasn't created, not that I want them to, but it hasn't created templates that not only the design, but like like widgets or whatever you would call them. Like if you want to put a ticker across, if you want to have a view counter, dude, I remember all of that stuff, coding those by HTML on my website. Well, you got to have a view counter. Yeah. You got to have a little ticker. You got to have an auto music playing feature where there's a little control interface.
It's like, I remember when people would take MySpace to the the highest degree, and you'd go to MySpace, and you've got their music playing, and you've got this, you've got that, and I mean, I can see why it wasn't the most popular thing because you had to learn JavaScript, you had to learn HTML, you had to learn CSS to effectively work with it, and
we need to figure out a way for your website to have like an embedded playlist of music. Yeah. But when you click on like the option to go deeper into your music library, it opens up like a pop-up window that emulates Winamp.
Oh, yeah. What is...
So like people could have a floating pop-up window that's part of their browser as opposed to like it launching an actual app.
This is a great idea.
And it's just like...
I could do this where the pop-up window was nested inside of the website.
Right.
Which would be the same.
Yeah. I was thinking of something floating, and I'm not saying this is the right answer, but something that was floating, like they could move the Winamp inspired interface, independently from the browser or your website.
I see what you're saying, like on their desktop, and it could just stay open.
Right. And it basically, they sort of like, they, so like 2 days later, if they come back, they don't have to go back to your website to re-access that week's playlist.
Yeah.
But like,
see, the only thing browsers are so sandboxed.
100%. Absolutely.
For good reason.
Yes.
Because you've got a bunch of people trying to do shady shit. But
it could be something too where you just...
There's something. Because that's one thing I want to do. And I haven't... I just started with the background music.
Absolutely.
Like the vibe music. Because that's where I wanted to start. And my idea, I want to do a playlist because I used to do a playlist every month.
Yeah.
I'd release it and I'd design the cover for it.
Mhm.
This was in college and I did it for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And they're still out there. They're like on Apple Music and Spotify.
Mhm, mhm.
But I love doing it because one, it had me like seeking out new music constantly.
Right.
And then two, it really like bookended seasons in my life. So
Mhm.
like, okay, I can go back and I can still to this day. Cause like some of that I was listening to, like that was the music I was listening to when like Audrey and I were like
Yes.
first getting
Yeah.
getting together, or like, you know, becoming a couple, and like that is just ingrained. I can pull
Yeah.
up this playlist and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
transported
I'm here
in
now.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a time machine.
Absolutely.
So I want to do something like that. I just haven't figured out a way yet where I can, because the easiest way for me to do it is Apple Music.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make it too difficult, because if you make it too difficult, I just
Sure.
won't do it. So, but yeah, there's something there.
Yeah.
I want more, like, I do want it to be, obviously there's the curation aspect where you come and we talk about the table at Jackson Street.
Yeah.
For the stupid metaphor, but I want people to come and have a reason to come check it out every week.
Well,
and maybe that's like, maybe I'll do more videos and things like that now that I have something that's not as like statistics driven to put it on.
And, you know, some people who are listening or watching might be going, why are you doing this? Not because it's stupid or it is
kind of dumb. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think some people are probably like, this is interesting, but they want to kind of peel the layers of the onion and kind of go, what are some of the elements that you've experienced, whether it was, you know, social media, what the internet feels like when you're using it.
Yeah.
If you're even using it, because obviously, and you know, you have a flip phone, but then you still have an iPhone that you don't necessarily use that much. So it
doesn't have like a browser.
App based.
It's like I've got music.
Yeah.
Like I use it as an iPod, like and podcast player.
The internet is something that lets you stream stuff or whatever, but you're not like on the internet like I was in the late 90s.
Yeah. I mean, that I'd like to be on that.
I know. That's like, so that I'm curious if you can unpack a little bit. Obviously, a lot of powerful feelings motivated you to invest this time in this. And, you know, we talked about the weather machine and having the CRT. Like, you get these visions of stuff. You're pulling inspiration from what you've seen other people do, but you're also tapping into something's missing from the way that I can experience the internet now, and I want to experience it this way. So the best thing I can do is just make it.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious what some of the forces are at play.
Well, I did the RSS thing. Like I like, my favorite thing about the internet is, one, I like constant stimulation. I like constantly being stimulated with ideas and with different perspectives and things like that. So like I've listened to podcasts since like 2008. Or 2000 and probably before, like whenever really early on, like you would have to go plug your iPod in, download the podcast, do it in iTunes and sync it up. And like I was like, oh, this is not too much work for what you get.
Yep.
And you know, it was great for running. So I've always been like a big podcast fan. And we talked on the last episode a little bit about just reading all these like Tim Berners-Lee, like the like Weaving the Web, or these like 90s essays and these writings on the internet, or like, you know, learning about Linux or you know, open source. Some of the Web3 stuff, not like the Web3 like venture capital side, but like the actual like Web3 stuff, and like some of the early Bitcoin kind of inspiration, and you know, microblogging, like Twitter before it got co-opted, and Reddit. I was a huge fan. Like, I love the internet. I love the idea of the internet, and I don't like what it is. But it's like, I don't think that where we are right now with technology is kind of, I don't think it's the place that we'll end up. Like, I think this is very much a trend, and we're in it right now, and it seems like it's everything. But I personally would love to see us go back to kind of the original something closer to the original vision. And you see this thing, like I talked about Linux, and like Linux is the most popular operating system in the world, I think, by numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's different distributions and things like that, but Linux is community owned.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked about some of these game developing communities on the last episode, like there's just really cool communities that pop up on the internet. And it's kind of we have a lot of problems in our world, like economically and socially and, yada, yada, yada. And there's information and there's all of this nonsense. And it's like, I think the original vision of the internet kind of carried forward does solve a lot of those things.
Yeah.
We just got a little detoured.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, I love keeping the CRT on because the buzz.
Right.
Like, it just makes me feel like I'm not alone. Like, that was always, I was an only child. I have a brother, but, he's my half brother. And, I mean, he's my brother, but, like when I was at my mom's,
right,
which is where I spent most of my time, I was by myself.
Yep.
And so, I mean, my companion was the TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, if you're lonely, you turn that thing on and you get just that feeling. So like, I'll keep that thing on, and I love having just like things to stare at, like little passages to other places.
Yep.
And, like something about the weather, like that's comforting. It's like, man, I'm a part of a group of people. I'm a part of like a society of people. Like we're all looking at this thing, and
you should throw up a clip if you can in the edit of that kind of 8-bit looking late 90s or mid 90s weather map. The animated weather map.
Yeah.
That is a vibe. I remember seeing that shit online all the time. Like, go to the weather channel and you'd see the little shitty when you click on it, and then you'd pull up the radar.
I mean, that really like inspired some of the aesthetics of this podcast.
Yeah.
Like my love for that. Like, I don't know, you just have some of these things that you get stuck on where you're like, this gives me so much joy and comfort, and I can't explain it.
Right.
But I know when it's like, when I'm in its presence, it just makes me happy, and I'm at peace, and I'm not worried about anything. And there are some things with technology that do that. There's certain little things. And so I'm trying to recapture that. And also just like one, test my own assumption that like this is the best. Like, I can have a flip phone.
Yes.
And I can, stream a game or whatever whenever I want.
Yep.
Like,
you can kind of have the best of both worlds.
Like we were
because you were streaming Looney Tunes the other day, right?
Streaming Looney Tunes,
right.
And like,
it also feels old.
Weeding the garden last night, and I put the Cubs game on, and it was like, it was on earlier in the day, and I threw it on, had it streaming to my Bluetooth speaker, and it's just up on the ledge, and it's like a radio broadcast. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know. There's a lot of ways we're so uncreative with our technologies today.
Yeah.
And I just want to get more creative with it.
I know.
Because it's so wonderful. It's like this is wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody's so down on it because there is this lull. Nobody's thinking creatively about it. But it's like, this is literally magic.
I had that feeling. I had that feeling today just with the stupid Switch and getting all these components hooked up. But then I had it when I went to the estate sale to wait for this Betamax player to be half off. And I'm like, if this fucking thing works, I am going to be so stoked.
Yeah.
Because I have a Betamax of like a bunch, it's a medley of Madonna music videos that I picked up at a thrift store or whatever. And I'm like, if this thing works. So, I plugged it in and went to put the tape in, and it like it wouldn't go in.
Yeah.
So like, then it kind of did. I hit play, it like kind of started to play, but it didn't do anything. So I took the top off. This thing also weighs like 35 pounds.
Yeah.
It's so heavy, so well made.
Yeah.
And then I'm like kind of pulling on stuff that's supposed to spin and move and bands and all this kind of stuff. Not like a rubber band, but like a little, I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, sure enough, dude, starts
Just
going.
had to get it warmed
Just
up.
had to warm it up. I put a little bit of like this kind of special electronics lubricant in some of the gears and all that stuff. Dude, it works perfectly.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and go, I know it's dumb,
Yeah.
I know Betamax isn't out there everywhere. I find them every
Yeah.
once in a while, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just more fun than turning on my Apple TV upstairs.
Yeah.
I can't even see it. It's like hidden in with all the
Yeah.
shit. And I just, oh, there's YouTube. Oh, there's Hulu. Up, and don't get me wrong. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I love being in my studio and having 4
Yeah.
archaic devices to choose from to play
Yeah.
Punch Drunk Love or The Shining on VHS, or
Just have it as like background noise.
and it's just there, and it's just another layer of inspiration to
Well, I
make,
think of-
make shit.
I think of like Basquiat, when he would paint, he would have like a record going, he'd have
Yeah.
the news running, and he'd have I would hear these stories like, okay, he would never paint without the TV running and a record playing,
Yeah, and I'm
and
the
the
same
windows
way.
are open,
Yeah,
and he's on the phone maybe.
yeah.
And whenever I heard that, I just kind of was like, oh, I get it. I understand that.
Yeah.
I get, yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, like Audrey will make fun of me because like I've got to have 3 things conflicting in my head playing to work sometimes.
And I'm the same way. All day today I had jazz records playing.
Yeah.
And the volume on the TV was just enough to
Just
hear
a
a
little-
little
yeah.
murmur of voices, and
Well, because I do feel, sometimes I do feel a little alone, and there's nothing like, yeah, like having TCM going or like there's something about having something that is live. Like when I watch TCM, it's really nice, especially because you can do the East Stream or the West Stream.
oh right, yeah,
So I can throw on the West Stream and I can just be like, I wonder who's watching this
yeah.
just as I am. Like, I wonder who out there is sharing this experience with me right now. I love that feeling. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't get that when I'm like streaming.
That's where you
Only-
wish like TCM had a page on their website that was like a live chat for the West Coast
Like
feed,
who's watching? Yeah.
and it could be like an old, just like on YouTube, the live chat,
Yeah.
when you watch a live stream, and it's just people
yeah.
chatting
Just,
about
wow, this is cool.
what's going
Yeah.
on with it,
I kind of like the not knowing though, but I mean, I get it. Like I would love,
but there's that option.
yeah, just that, and that's kind of what
And
there's just,
that feels like old internet to me.
that's the thing is I want to explore some of these more creative ways. And the cool thing about old internet or this old internet technology is a lot of it, people have, oh, you can't make any money off of this. Or like this has been around for 25 years. We're not going to, this isn't monetized. A lot of this shit is out there just for free.
Mhm.
You can just kind of like, oh yeah, did you know you can host your own website for like up to, a terabyte
Yeah.
for like $100 a year?
Mm-hmm.
And you get the domain and everything. Like you
Yeah.
can do that. Like that's pretty amazing. You own it. Nobody can touch it. If they can go after the hosting platform, I
Mhm.
guess, but you're gonna have to violate some laws to get that to happen.
Yeah.
And maybe you shouldn't be doing whatever you're doing if that's the
Mhm.
case. Like I'm not trying to, dox foreign governments or anything. So
Right.
I don't think my content's gonna get. Yeah, it's just cool. And yeah, I mean the technology thing. Like, yeah, I just want a TV or a computer monitor that just plays the weather 24/7.
Yeah.
And I want a speaker that plays cool jazz on loop.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, do you remember the Godfather TV in Casey Neistat's studio?
Yes, absolutely. Just played Godfather on loop.
I was like, oh, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, and that is one thing that of many things that I loved watching about, or his channel, is he gets those kind of seemingly off kilter ideas, and then it's all about figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
And there's something about we say Rube Goldberg when we were talking the last episode with like the beginning of Back to the Future. I'm sitting there hooking all this shit up to this RCA switch, and I'm just like, this is relatively simple, albeit, but I'm like, you have 6 things hooked up to a TV.
Yeah.
It's just so convoluted.
Yeah.
But it has to be
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
I have to have these things as part of the vibe. So the follow up to what originally started this part of the conversation, which was, why embrace this? Why, why do this? So, you have like a page, and this is a work in progress. Of course, we have a page for portfolio in essence, or, photos, a blog. So there's lots of sharing, sharing in sort of the public of the internet, right?
Yeah.
What is exciting for you about doing it on this website that you're building? But and don't let me put words in your mouth, but sort of like yuck about sharing the essence of these things, a photo or a little like whatever on X or
I'm a neurotic
Instagram.
freak, so like I mean, like I've had conversations with you before about, I don't know, like sharing stuff in that it's so corrupted in my mind, from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not really a way to do that without it's like, oh, I want something,
right?
And with this, it feels more like I'm like, I built these shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I wanted them,
right?
And if you come in here, I'm super happy to tell you about how I built these shelves
to share.
And I'm super happy to tell you about the story behind all of these plants and why there's a CRT there.
Mm-hmm.
And, all of these bookshelves and this sign and, why I have these books or why I have these, whatever, or this chair.
So it's almost like
this type, like you're in my space.
Yeah.
My space. So I'm like, hey, let me share these things with you.
So it's like a digital studio in a sense.
Yeah.
And, putting stuff up on Instagram is like, it's like disconnected.
I'm trying to sell something.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not. And it like also you people like, I get it. I don't think my website's going to be like there's something nice about not having the expectation of like, I'm doing this for traffic.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for clout or to build some kind of social.
Yep.
It's just like, hey, if you want to come check this out, it's here.
Yeah.
And if not, that's fine too. But at least then I know, okay, I'm doing this because I'm trying to curate this. Yep. And obviously, like, I want some people to, like, if just nobody goes there.
Yeah.
I'm just building this thing. Like, for a little while, it'll be fun. But then I'll eventually probably get bored of it. But maybe not. Who knows?
Does it extend into video, do you think, where you would say to yourself, this is a kind of an interesting idea for a video?
Yeah.
If it was on my website, hell yeah, I want to make this thing.
Yeah.
If I put it on YouTube, it's kind of
well, I'm excited to make more like vloggy content.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds really goofy, but like it's cringy when it's on YouTube, and for some reason, it's not as cringy when it's on
a website.
My website.
So I want to figure out like why is that?
If I want to film,
it's your thing, or there maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's my
thing.
I don't want to work.
I'm giving it.
I don't want to work for Google.
Right.
Like, especially with something as stupid as internet video.
I know.
Like, not like there's, obviously we're making an video right now, but it's like we've always just this has always felt like a pretty low key intention.
Right, and that's we've talked about that. It was sort of like
trying to capture that a little bit. It's like, and I've always been more excited about the podcast data than the YouTube data.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of trying to continue that to capture that.
Yeah, there's something about it like it's more mine on a website, and not like control in a bad way, but it's sort of just like it's all mine, and you can come hang out, you can come check it out or not. It doesn't, if you come to my website and see a vlog that I posted, it doesn't feel like it communicates I'm trying to be a content creator.
Yeah.
It's just I have something to say about the stuff that happens in my life, and I put it up here because I want to share it. And there's not like a secondary goal of getting monetized or all the metrics or building an audience and getting subs. It's
really stupid, and it might there's plenty of counter arguments to this that I'd be like, yeah, you're right, probably.
It's just a purer form of,
which is like,
I don't like the word content in that regard.
It's like all of this is like a hobby for me, anyways.
Yeah,
I still want to make work, and that's what I take hyper seriously. But it's like this was always supposed to be like the hobby. This is always the fun. This is like, oh man, this is just something I do because I enjoy it.
Right.
And it got hijacked to where there was this expectation of this is work.
Right.
And it's like, I don't like, for some people, that's like exactly what they're looking for. It's not, this isn't what I'm looking for. This is supposed to be like vacation. This is a hobby.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
This is just pure creativity. Like, oh,
I will say that
what am I feeling?
And I know it's different. But there was something about creating, and I know it's like, it's a paid membership thing and, all that through my YouTube channel, but there was something about deciding to make, channel member videos that were simpler, less time intensive. It was just about communicating a thought, a feeling, a whatever, an idea, a quick tip in Final Cut without it being like content-y.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you got to do the picture in picture and you've got to have little snappy animations and all that stuff. Or are you even trying if you're not doing that stuff? There's something very freeing about like, oh, I read this thing about Bruce Springsteen, or I saw a movie, or have you noticed this thing in Final Cut Pro? And I can just kind of sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
And this to me seems like a whole other level of that, where I would not be surprised, and especially if other people are starting to do this, building websites where they're putting video and photography and blogs, or some all of it, one thing, one of those things, where they're sort of liberated from even the perception that they're doing it for commerce, when maybe if they put it up on YouTube, like, I'm not doing this for that reason. I just want to share these feelings. You can
totally still throw up like I've got the buy me a coffee button.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, oh man, this is awesome. I love this. And who knows, like, who knows where that goes?
Banner ads?
No way.
Old internet, buddy.
Then you're letting Google
sign up for America Online.
There are some really cool banner ads though that you can do from like where you like little GIFs of other people's websites.
That would
it's a banner ad that they create and then you host on your website, and so I like that. There might be some of that on there.
I like the idea of like a fake banner ad. Like you can't actually click on it, but it's for like a made up product, but it's made to look like late 90s
or
banner
just,
ad.
Like even just like a vibe, like just fake banner ad, but you could also just use that space and that art style for something,
right?
For sure.
That's interesting.
There's a lot. I mean, there's so much fun stuff you can do. It's like as creative as you want to get with it.
Have you noticed anybody else? And I'm not saying nobody else is doing this, but have you seen anybody's websites where even if it's not the way you would do it, like they have the essence of what you're going for?
There's the whole. We talked a little bit about like the indie web.
Yeah, and I haven't watched those videos that you sent me yet.
And there's a couple of videos, and like some of it, the spirit is very like, oh, like we hate tech and we want to, and obviously I think there's nuance that needs to be taken, but it's definitely like this isn't like
that's what I mean though.
There's
like
trendy, there's subcultures that are very much into this, but
it's a similar thing,
and
right?
I don't want to just like copy paste the 90s.
No, yeah,
I want to take like what was really good about the 90s. And then I want to like make it work for me in 2025.
Yeah.
So like there's certain there's we've talked several times about typewriters.
Yep.
They're still very relevant today. You can use one or like a film camera or whatever technology that was the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and then you're using it with a modern workflow, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it adds so much pleasure to the experience. And that's kind of what I want to do. It's not just like nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. It's like, what worked?
Right.
Then let's keep that going and continue to push it.
Yeah. And there's, there's all kinds of stuff swirling around that has us pushed and pulled toward older tech and older ways of doing things. I mean, I had a whole video series on installing Apple's dead photo editing app Aperture on my 2013 Mac Pro because I didn't want to use Lightroom DaVinci Resolve was too difficult to edit my color photography, film photography stuff in. And while Aperture only died, 10 years ago, it feels old. I'm like, I'm stepping into 2013 when I'm working on it. And that's kind of interesting to me, especially just editing film photos or having these old iPod, classics and, putting up iTunes, like older iTunes. Or even I had a couple people buy iPod Touches from me that have Apple's old skeuomorphic operating system, iOS 1 all the way through, I guess, up to 7, I think was that way.
See, we moved away from skeuomorphic design because it was like, sorry, I don't want to pull too much, but that's something I just really do want to play more with. Is I feel like skeuomorphic design, I totally get it. It's like, well, we moved past it,
Right.
It became, the digital world became its own identity. But I do feel like that concept is kind of something we've lost ourselves in a little bit. And that might be why we feel so disconnected. Like there's something to skeuomorphism. Like there's something to that idea of like the physical made digital.
Right.
So maybe there is like more to explore there. We might have thrown the baby out with the bathwater a little bit.
Well, and I think, you're always going to have, I see videos all the time on YouTube about like what the internet looked like in the 90s or design,
and
like
some of that shit was bad.
Even 2000s design, product packaging, logos, Doritos bag, the thing I see now is like photographs of a McDonald's from the 90s and then what it is today.
Yeah.
And it like in the 90s, it's got this colorful roof with these yellow lines on it, and there's a playland, and the place is a vibe. And then the ones now are gray rectangles with super.
Some of that stuff in the
minimalist.
90s was awful looking though.
But
like, to
absolutely,
be fair,
100%.
To be fair.
And what's wild is in 20, 30 years after the minimalism thing phases out, there's going to be someone that makes a video or writes a article or whatever about like the last minimalist McDonald's in the country, and they're going to have this reverence for it. Like, oh, it's just so cool. It's just this gray box with an M on the side, and it's super low key and chill. And like, they're going to have photographs of the interior with the simple little minimalist style tables and shit. And that'll like people will seek out it's
part of the like, I think part of it is just this like a lot of it is American design. Like America dominates and we have a lot of European listeners, and I'd be curious as to if anybody wants to comment with an opinion, because this is just my point of view. But when I go to Europe or like a European city, something that stands out is there's more, it seems like there's more of they've had more time to think about it. Like they've had more time to process, and, things have a little more character to them. And I think there's a lot of really good stuff in American design, but it also does feel like, we're still, we're not even 250 years old. Like, like we're still figuring this out. Like we're trying something, and a lot of the original stuff was very European inspired. Then we're like, okay, we want to find our own voice, and a lot of that didn't start until the 20th century. Like, what is our voice? And so I think some of it might just be immature. Like we're still figuring things out, but I do think there is like a soullessness to some of the American design, and I don't get that as much with. Obviously there's certain European designs, and there's
stuff from the Gilded Age where buildings were incredibly ornate, and
there's a lot of soulless stuff from like the 20th century. And you've got there's a lot of directions you can take this, but it does feel like there is more of a soulfulness to, and I don't know if that's age. Or what that is. But you said like the minimalist McDonald's where it's kind of a vibe, and I'm just like, man, but those places are, they're tough.
They're tough, and they're so ubiquitous across all the restaurant chains, and now it's even
the American culture export is the biggest thing, so it goes worldwide. Like you have the soullessness kind of.
There was like a bunch of videos on YouTube about Cracker Barrel locations going minimal. Like instead of having like all the shit all over the walls, they like took like a wood frame with different wood texture, and they just like arranged utensils, like kitchen utensils on like a grid, and I'm just like, no. Like maybe
is it
like
cool
maybe
that they're
like,
trying something like,
but it's just like they're at the tail end of the minimalist design movement, I feel like, because I think with like stuff like you showed me with your website, these videos about 2000s and 1990s design, like some, the ones that were the kind of cool and interesting ones. I think about the Winamp player and like the look of that. Like that got tired at one point. It's just sort of like it got tired, and then like somebody comes up with this flat Apple, thing, and you're just like, beautiful. Oh wow, that's so cool. But then that, goes flat.
I think like design trends aren't really. It kind of goes against the idea of design.
Well,
like if it's a major trend. You kind of like you're automatically removing the personality from it at that point.
Well, and I think we have to kind of define too, like, I hear the word trend and I think something that has a much shorter lifespan versus like a movement or, and I'm not saying that restaurant minimalism
I don't know how many,
is
I don't know how many
versus a trend.
You would have a lot of people that are like, minimalism is a movement. And like, yes, there are also design studios that are trying to charge you for their complete grasp of minimalism and the minimalist aesthetic.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I see what we're doing here. But like we went to somebody's house yesterday and it was the coolest thing ever. I mean, they had like black and white tile in one room, hardwood, plants everywhere. They had a little like holder on the wall that just said knives. And then they had some knives in there, like hunting knives and stuff like that. I mean, just like they had this giant tube TV, ton of VHSs on the wall.
Really?
Yeah, you would have been.
I mean, gotta go
we're
down.
Talking like a cabinet tube TV.
Send them down.
Like an old phone. I mean, it was just so cool. And you go in their bathroom, all of their wallpaper is just pictures that they've taken of themselves. Cool. Like, not like funny, like tasteful nudes, like funny, like doing shit, like real, not like.
Right. Yeah.
like really fun, like, it was so interesting there. And it's like, you walk in and you're not going to necessarily be like, oh, this is for everybody. But it was so them that it felt so authentic that it just was warm. Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah. This wouldn't be my
choice. They have personality.
But...
And some of it, I'm like, this would be my choice. 100%.
Yeah.
But I was like, I get it. Like, you guys, this is your space.
Yeah.
And I like to see that. I hate going to places. So many places I go nowadays, I'm just like, you don't even know what this is. You just saw some things and copied it. It's like, this tells me nothing about you.
Yep.
Or it tells me everything I need to know about you, which is even more unfortunate that I would have that thought.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, I like it when spaces are personal.
100%.
It should be an extension of the person,
and an externalization.
We've lost that, maybe that's the biggest contribution of American design is we've kind of lost that.
Well, I think too, everything's there's sort of like the distillation of things. Like with your website that you showed me, and sorry for the viewers and listeners who can't see it.
Yeah,
but there, you kind of look at it and you're like, look, this is a throwback to things I remember seeing 25 plus years ago. And then, I go through the Squarespace templates for what I could, I need to redo my website, and it's through Squarespace. And I sit there and go, these are all different, but they're all kind of the same.
I think this would be the best project. I'm telling you, man, like, I would love to. I'll give you any kind of.
I know.
Anything that
I'm going to steal the shit off of what you've done there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I think because you redid your physical space.
Yeah, I know.
And it'd be really cool to kind of redo your digital space along that line of thinking.
Agreed.
And you've got enough experience. Like, you can do HTML, especially with AI. Like, you can figure out CSS and JavaScript.
Yeah.
Like, I can walk you through who I'm hosting with and everything. And
could be the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do think I've avoided messing with my website because I'm very uninspired by these templates.
Here's another box of content.
What's going to suck, though, bro, is as you and another person starts doing what you're doing, they're going to, the agents of cool are going to discover it and go, all right, everyone's doing this. We got to get in on this. Squarespace is going to come up with all the 90s internet templates.
It's still better, though, if people are like, if personal websites are cool.
Yes,
I think it's still on a whole better.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the trend. If everybody's doing their own thing,
right?
It's still, and you know what? Like, Facebook doesn't want that. They want this, like, everybody has their profile.
They want to be the internet.
Yeah. They want to be the internet. And,
like, you don't need to go anywhere else.
Yeah. And, Google doesn't want you off of YouTube. They don't want you hosting your private videos on their service just so you can kick them off on your website. Because then they're not getting the traffic. I mean, I guess they still are getting the traffic, but they're not getting the ads.
Yeah, it would be cool to host your stuff, like it's just embedded in a built-in player. It's not, it's not embedded from Vimeo or from YouTube.
Well, I would love to build, like, maybe
it just
down
feels
the line if we get a house, like, I could build a server room.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, actually, I mean, that would just take so much, though, and it's going to take storage and maintenance and networking.
It's a lot.
It's just a lot that I don't really want to go into right now.
Can't the website hosting companies just provide you with or does it cost a lot?
It costs more and more.
Because if you do everything with,
because if you think about it, like, now there is I wonder how much this podcast. We've got to be hundreds of gigabytes at this point, but if we
were, I mean, can you imagine if we were doing three camera, modern camera 1080?
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's like a camcorder vibe that.
Well, that's probably what I would do.
You know what
anyways,
I mean? Is low data. I mean, obviously it's going to add up over time, but you can kick out an MP4 at 30 megabits
it would be sick to have
second.
it all backed up and like have it all.
And they just have a native player.
And I love the idea of that. I mean, and there's also like some decentralized storage options and things like that are kind of still in development, figuring themselves out. That maybe, I mean, it's almost as good as having your own server. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But.
Yeah, there's something just really exciting about coming across someone's website, sort of learning about them. And they have a body of work, whether it's blogs, photography, video content on there, and you're just like, this isn't anywhere else. Like, it's just this guy's website.
It's just here. Yeah,
there's something really interesting about that,
and that's kind of what I want. It's just like, I want that. I'm gonna go visit with Alex's thing,
and I can't
an hour a week.
And then
and it's comfortable. It's like when you show up here, like, you know what to expect. When I show up at your studio, I know what to expect.
There's something also interesting that's probably optimized for a desktop computing experience. And maybe, I mean, I can't imagine there's
it's mobile responsive. So like, that's nice. Like, I mean, obviously that wasn't possible.
Right.
Mobile didn't exist, but like, it does work on a mobile.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is optimized for a desktop experience.
There's something about that too. Like, cause the big thing for that is when you like, when I was young, you went and got on the internet.
Yeah.
You were on there for a while and then you left it. You had no access to it unless it was on that desktop. Something interesting about your website, and again, you could pull it up on a phone, but ultimately the best experience is you have to go sit down on the computer and go to the website, spend your time there, and then be done.
Well, that's one of the things that I'm trying to kind of facilitate is I'm going to go spend 30 minutes.
Right.
what books has he read this month?
Yeah.
Maybe it's only once a month that you
Mhm.
visit. But I mean, like this podcast, like people listen, maybe some people maybe listen once a month. Some
Mhm.
people maybe listen once every 2 weeks.
Right.
Some people maybe skip a couple months and catch back up. Or maybe it's like, oh, I listen in the fall, but I don't listen in the...
Or they just, whatever title strikes them, like,
Yeah.
this doesn't really seem like my thing.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait till the next one and see what the title is.
And yeah, I mean, there's something really cool about that.
Yeah.
But there's like some podcasts that I listen to every week or every 2 weeks without question.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. I'm just there for it. And it's funny. Some of those are the more of the vibe ones,
Mhm.
but not like, oh, I'm trying to curate a vibe that matches like a trend. It's mostly just it's mostly just they're being themselves so much that it's developed its own personality over time.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of what I'm shooting for is, you're going to spend deliberate time. And I mean, in my ideal world, you've got a flip phone or don't have a phone or whatever. And you're just
A landline.
you pop into the internet and do your thing and then get out. And, it's again, like from my, anybody can do anything with their own website, but like, I don't want people leaving my website feeling scared or upset or like, I want people leaving feeling fired up and like, not like motivational speaking or anything, but I want people leaving being like, that was great. God, that was fun. 30 minutes.
Is there a service? This is a total sidebar.
Mhm.
Sorry. And I agree with you. I think there's something really fun about people visiting the website and taking in what's there, seeing what's new.
It feels separate from the work too. Like it feels so distinct. Like I can still, like I kept talking, hold your thought. Cause you said, is there a service? But you and I kept talking and you're like, oh, you just need to make a video and put it here or do this. Like, I just don't want to do that.
Right. I know.
Like there's this hang up.
But this
And
feels like
it feels like I've kind of like,
done
oh,
it.
this is the solution.
This is the solution. Exactly.
And it just feels like, okay,
Yep.
figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just I've been messing with this for 2 years at this point, trying to figure out like, what the hell am I going to do? And I thought about doing my website before, but like, again, when I was, the format website of the Squarespace, it was never like,
Yeah. That's not right.
I don't know why. It's pretty much the same. It's just not like.
Is yours mostly like custom where you created those gradients and the border imagery?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that is just CSS. And,
Yep.
I mean, it's all CSS, JavaScript. That's
Yep.
it. And I mean, you can go out and find like little widgets.
Sure.
Weathertron,
Yeah.
I didn't code that.
Right.
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make that work. We're going to need some vibe coding at a major level to get that to work. But
the question I had was, is there something out there that allows you to receive phone calls on like a touch tone or a rotary phone, but like you run an Ethernet cable from a router and it has an adapter to a telephone size, and that you can set up a phone number for a landline
for people to call
that like the internet can trigger the phone to ring and you can hear them over the phone? Or is that, and this is me being clueless.
You might be able to figure it out. I picture you getting bombarded by fucking robocalls and spam shit.
Yeah, maybe there's some,
as soon as that got its
some way, like maybe there's like if someone did have that as a subscription, there was like a way for them to block your number from being public. So because there's Google Talk, like it'd be so cool. Like I would consider, as long as they're not listening to everything I say and then serving me up ads based on my conversations on the phone. But like I have Google Talk and I use it for promotional stuff or like rewards at the thrift store, text messaging people where I don't want them to know my personal number.
Yeah.
How hard would that be for them to let you hardline in a traditional phone and just like receive a call on the phone?
I imagine it wouldn't be ridiculous. And I guess you could screen it through.
Can the internet
Google
send a signal into an old phone to make it work? Or is that like, no, dude, you need like the shit that AT&T used to have is the only thing that works?
Well, because I know like the touch tone was like actual tone based.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you can, even less sophisticated than that, you could literally just get a landline. They're like $5 a month or something. Like, and they'll come and install it, and you have a number, and it's wired to the wall, and you hook it right into the back of your touch tone phone, and it would work.
Yeah.
Like the day you bought it. And people are restoring those touch tones. So, I mean, I have thought about that, and I have thought about doing that. Like, you have the number. Like, like 5 people have the number.
Exactly. That's what
I like
I'm thinking.
that. That's
right.
a cool idea.
Or like,
I got really into Morse code last year around Christmas time because I was reading a book about it. Just like how it works.
Yeah.
And like how like how they actually built the code. And I was like, man, this would be fun for like Matt and I to set up like receivers and just like little. It's so goofy. It's so like
it translates it to a little tape.
It translates it and
you read it.
I was like, that'd be really cool for us, and we could totally figure out how to set this up. Like, it's not that much. It's like a few $100 maybe, or like a couple $100 and like some time, and that's for like the really nice. We could totally figure it out. I was like, that would be cool for us to like figure out.
I'm gonna tonight when I get home, if I don't fall asleep first, I'm going to
do a little
see on the phone thing, because I think it'd be so cool. Because like you'll call me about the podcast when I'm sitting at my computer, and I would just love to have a phone there,
where we can just chat about it. It's like
and because only a few people have that number,
like the Kennedy and Khrushchev,
right?
Like,
exactly. Only because a few people have that number, like. I know it's one of those 5 people who's going to call me on that landline, and and there's just something cool about that. There's got to be some way to run Ethernet into a adapter.
I mean, I think you could totally I would just do the landline.
I know.
Yeah.
I just worry that I don't have the actual infrastructure on the telephone poles and shit anymore, that they've ripped all that out and that there's nothing. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I think it would be internet based.
That's what I mean. Like, this is what I'm talking about.
I think it's like, I think it would be, I don't know.
But can it work with an old phone? I mean, I have literally a rotary phone.
Oh yeah. Those will still work if you just plug it into the telephone line.
Yeah. And I'm so clueless as to like how
so if
like what
people are listening, if they've managed, this has been the most off the wall fucking episode we've ever done.
I like this one. It probably won't do well, but
this has been off the wall. Like, why? Like, I mean, if they haven't already asked the question of like, why are you doing all this stupid shit with old technology and like whatever? Like, why? Like, why are we interested in like? There's a part of me, like, I watch a bunch of old films and read a bunch of like old, like, there's something cool being attached to that. Like, there is something awesome about that. It makes me feel, I think for me though, it's just connection. It's connection, period. Like, I want to feel connected to the past. I want to feel connected to the people around me. I want to feel connected to the world. I want to feel connected to my neighbors. I want to feel connected. And, technology is just one way of many that I can get a little bit of that connection.
Yep.
And not connection in the way of like, oh, well, I have 1,400 friends on Facebook that are, I don't, like, intimate connection. Or just the idea of intimate, like having the buzz of the TV making me feel not isolated.
Listen, I think too, like, look, we go through life looking at things and experiencing things and deciding how we feel about it or that experience, right? Was it good? Was it bad? Is it cool? Is it lame? And I think we're just seeing things or thinking about possible experiences. And I just mean the experience of answering a landline phone. Sure, is it nostalgia? Maybe a little bit. But I think we can also just simply go, I don't know, there's something cool about that. There's something cool about the CRT.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there with Josh at Lost down in the old market, and I brought in this DVD, 13-inch TV with the DVD player built in, and threw in Big Lebowski just so it was playing in the shop. And I'm just looking at the screen and I'm like, this just looks good.
Mm-hmm. There's something fun about this. Yeah.
There's just something cool about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, I never had a DVD player built into a TV. I mean, I had a little 13-inch TV with cable, and obviously there's throwback with the VHS. I've never had a Laserdisc player, but I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think there's something fun and cool about having a giant fucking disc. You put it in a tray, and it shoves into a big, huge machine, and it plays a movie. And 40 minutes in, it stops out of nowhere, and you have to flip it over. It's just fun. And, you know, there might be a point 2-3 years from now where I'm kind of over it. It's, you know, whatever. But I looked at your website, and I'm like, there's something cool about that. It is a little bit of nostalgia, but it is also just sort of independently cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that sounds lame using that word.
It's just not what you, I don't want to say expected, but it's not what
it's just not.
You just get bombarded with the same false illusion of choice constantly. And it's like, sometimes you see something, you're just like, it didn't like mentally prepare for that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And
whether it's an experience or,
I mean, I saw it like in Council Bluffs, there was a late 90s Toyota Celica that was like just cherry.
Yeah.
I mean, a girl I had the hots for in high school had that car, and I don't think I've seen one since, especially one in that good of shape. And I'm just like, man, that's so cool. It just looks cool. I saw a Lexus LS 400 in the old market the other day. Yeah. My ex-girlfriend's dad had that car, and I got to drive it one time.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, there's something timeless about that vehicle.
Yeah.
There's something timeless about sitting at a desk and answering a black touch-tone phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think it's neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not, for me, it's not to be sort of like, you know, answering a phone call on an iPhone is dumb. Like, you know, I'm going to throw it out and just like, hey, you want to get a hold of me?
It is funny though. There's totally a world that could play out where the 2060s look more like the 1960s than the 2010s.
It's certainly possible.
And yes, you have this amazing magic technology that connects everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hopefully it's not like regression.
Right.
Hopefully it's progress by way of like iteration. But
I think that's why, you know, we went and saw Fantastic Four. You've seen Blade Runner, obviously Star Wars. I don't think that they necessarily knew this, but there was something about having futuristic things with old analog switches and dials and shitty graphics and, you know, literally the schematic of the Death Star looked like, you know, kind of looked like trash in the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was much cooler in Return of the Jedi with like the 3D holographical kind of thing. But there's something just really interesting about that mashup of teleportation, but you still have to like flip a dial and push all these buttons to you know, jump to light speed, you know. And I think that what you're talking about, and that was kind of the thing in Fantastic Four, it was a very polished and sleek co-opt of the 1960s into this alternate Earth that wasn't like you know, like the year was like 825 or something. So it was this cool hybrid of futuristic and old tech. And I think, you know, just like the idea of you sitting at a desk with a modern computer and all this, you know, these abilities that you have to stream and do all this stuff, vibe code, all of that.
Yeah.
But then like I send you a message with Morse code and you read what time are we meeting?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you type, you know, we're typing notes on typewriters. I think there is something.
Well, I want to get more away from the computer still.
Yeah.
Like there's still something where I feel like a little too stuck on this one stupid thing.
And when you say computer, do you mean just like the computer itself or the computer coupled with modern internet?
So the computer's cool, but like, I mean, there's a thing where like I'll be working during the day and, you know, you're on two websites, or it's like your email account and like the bullshit, whatever the, you know, whether it's Slack for your company or whatever the bullshit navigational
47 tools.
like Basecamp or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. Like I see the same 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll just sit there and I'll do that for the day. And I'm like, man, this is really ruining this beautiful device for me.
Yeah.
Like I kind of hate everything about this.
Yeah.
Like I kind of, I don't know.
So when
It's
you're
just-
on a modern computer,
it's not like a modern,
you're on your
like this thing would be fantastic if all I did was edit video.
So that's what I'm
and-
asking. now. Like,
like,
what are the things that you do on a computer where that doesn't happen?
yeah.
And you don't have to answer it necessarily.
Well, like
but-
I type on that laptop that
Mhm,
doesn't
mhm.
even have like it's
The
I just
ThinkPad.
use a fucking use a word processor and
and
you know
and I have my old iBook.
and it's like, oh well, why are you like part of? I know it's like you're just acquiring gear and you're just I know that is like a feasible argument, but something feels less corrupted about that.
Right.
Like I'm doing the website on my Mac and it's like it's fine. And like I love the Mac and I love like all of that is amazing. It's just I wish I didn't have to corrupt it with the stupid stuff and I could just use it for all the amazing stuff, because then I think I would have a better vision of what it is. And I also like I'm really kind of sick of multi-purpose everything. Everything is just so multi-purpose
And sort of limitless. Like
and it's like oh, it's useful, but it doesn't really do anything well. And it's cool because you can kind of do whatever you want,
but it's all
like
fragmented and like you got to use this for this and this for this and everything's
and like if you
open.
think about it, that's what the internet is. But yeah, I don't. It's like everybody's just been trying to create their own privatized version of the internet for so many years, and I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
like all the software is like, well, it does 40 million things, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I feel like because I picked up these 2 old iMacs, the white iMacs, and I've been chewing on an idea, whether it's an article or a video or whatever. But I'm like, what can you do with these? Are these still usable today? And I'm like,
yeah,
even
you
if
could install Linux on those things, and
but even if it was just as simple as a word processor and you can play a DVD on it,
yeah,
I think that's enough to warrant.
But
$200.
Think about like if you literally opened it up and get like Linux on there, like a really efficient distro, and you take full advantage of like the processing power that the computer has, and then you can run a language model. And I know like we definitely probably have an audience of people who are like, fuck AI, like that's trash. And like how cool is it that you can just interact? Like you could run it in your terminal even.
Sure.
And then it's not even like the branding. It's literally just your terminal.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask it questions in real language, in English and broken English, and and it gives you whatever you need to know. Like you could do that.
Well,
and you could do it browserless. Like you could do that. You probably need a browser to like open things.
Right.
But you could do a really light browser.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that like a language model built into the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a word processor or like a really light, like a Fountain screenwriting app or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a kind of like the utopian idea of the computer.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. Like it's more about what it can't do than what it can, and it
like
feels
it's a pain in the ass to get on Facebook because you don't have your passwords on there or anything like that.
Well, and you like the internet wouldn't even really work on that computer that old. With it would be so slow. And
if you're running a modern Linux, like really lightweight distribution, it probably would. Like you could install a modern browser most likely. As long as it was
just
pretty
like
lightweight.
just that the computer and the RAM and all that. I mean, obviously, if it's like a simplified version of a website, but like the full like web showing up, YouTube, the Apple website with all high definition graphics and all that, like a 15-year-old iMac's going to struggle.
I don't know how efficient it would be, but
that's what I want. I want.
Yeah, but I mean, again, though, you could have the access to all the information you need.
Right.
It would still run, Wikipedia or like I don't know, Wikipedia is a bad example.
But that's what's exciting about using AI on an old computer is it can still comb the internet quickly because it's just analyzing text essentially. or imagery or whatever, and we could see how sort of slow it would be at doing that. But if you could have a really bare bones,
it would fly through it though, because it's just pulling from the cloud,
right?
It's just, so it's not like your computer's doing it, especially if it was terminal based. You're not
that's what I
pulling
mean,
any kind of graphical.
And that's a whole vibe in itself.
That's where I'm like people that are shitting on AI. It's like there's a world out there where you have just. I mean, you see that guy building like the wood computers that you start with a key.
I know.
And I'm like, okay, this is a goofy product that costs way too much, but it's so cool. And all it is a language model. And it's just like built for you to sit down and just explore ideas with this thing. And then you can open up a word processor and type documents.
Yeah.
So it's like basically a typewriter that has access to all of the libraries.
And it can, exactly, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I know. So I want to figure out and just keep chewing on this idea of, with these old iMacs that I have and the iBook, how do we do that?
Yeah.
I want to figure that out. I want to have that resource on an old computer, but I can't really do much of anything else other than word processing. Like putting in a DVD, listening to music, you know what I mean? Like very simple things.
Yeah.
So that you can access the information, but not be on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, if you could get like Apple Music, like a really light player or something, then you have access. I mean maybe that's not even the vibe you're looking for, but that'd be cool to me. It's like you have access to all the music, but you can't really get sucked into like...
Yeah. I mean, it could even be, honestly, just like, I like the idea of ripping all the CDs that I've gotten over the years, or every time I get a CD that I'm going to sell in Josh's shop, you rip it and it's just stored on the hard drive because you've put
iTunes,
you've put a little 1 terabyte SSD in there, and it's going to, you got a gazillion songs you could fit on there. But then there's some sense of like ownership of it. Like, I got that CD, I ripped it.
Yeah.
I like the limitation
I went through
of
and
not being able to access.
I found the cover art.
Yeah.
I named the tracks that were wonky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about that the work of that just gives a greater sense of pride and excitement about the device itself.
I mean, there's something...
it's about building something.
And the reason I don't think that caught on is you can't reset. Like, if people knew that a lot of these 2013 computers, you could swap it out for a lightweight distribution and throw an SSD in there and, pop a language model on there and a word processor, and you essentially have, maybe you can't view Facebook,
which I don't want to. But you
essentially have a machine that does everything that a computer, like, you can't edit 4K video.
No. And that's not what it would be for.
But I mean, if you would have given that to somebody in the 80s, where you're like, this thing is connected to all of the knowledge in the world that's been digitized.
That's right.
That's been and there's a lot of knowledge that isn't out on the internet. But all of the knowledge in the world that's been digitized, you can access this.
Yeah.
These LLMs are getting pretty good. And I mean, they have their kinks and they're wonky and there's like issues, and sometimes they're just really dumb and frustrating.
Yeah, or make shit up.
Yeah. But I mean, you're not using them to do the work for you.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't be.
Yep.
Or like you should be. I don't care. Like, do whatever you want to do, but you create your own set of guidelines and then get in there. But I mean, you literally have like no visual stimulation.
Yeah. So like I'm thinking like this. Like, here's a quick, simple example. I'm writing a story and I'm crafting a character, and I'm trying to figure out what name I want that character to have. And just to get the ball rolling, I want to just ask ChatGPT, like, what were the most popular women's names in 1932? Yeah. I don't want to leave, like, if I'm writing on my iBook, I don't want to leave it to go on the internet or pick up my phone and like see the Google results, or actually ask the ChatGPT. And
it's all SEO bot bullshit on Google.
If this terminal window is essentially ChatGPT waiting for me to prompt it, and I get like literally a shitty terminal. I mean the terminal app on
like
Mac.
we're literally, I'm
like
talking
it's
black or green,
and white.
and it's blinking.
Yep.
White.
Like MS-DOS looking shit.
Yep.
With just the
and
information.
every time you exit it or clear it, it starts a new chat.
That's right.
Yep. And that exists. That is totally doable. It would take no time at all.
I want to figure that out.
Yeah. It takes, I mean, there's plenty of tutorials. You could ask ChatGPT how to set it up, honestly.
I know.
But like, or Claude or, any Grok or whatever AI.
Right.
Choice. Like,
because
there's all this hate on AI, and I get it because it's really annoying.
But that simple thing, tell me what the most popular names from 1932
and it's
were.
like it's just or like what are the most popular songs from 1963?
Yeah,
like what did the top 40 look like in July 1963?
Right, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, I've got that record over. I don't know.
No, 100%.
Do whatever you want. Yeah, it's just a really useful, not get dopamine hijacked way to interact with things.
And I've been using it more and more for those direct questions where I'm still have that first instinct. I'll just Google this real quick and then sort through all the bullshit.
And you can totally prompt your AI to like argue with me or, don't like kind of push against anything I say that isn't, and it'll do that.
Right.
And it really makes you kind of be on your like you can't just say some bullshit and it's going to be like, yes, that's true. And you can totally, I mean, I would recommend people, if somebody's like, I hate AI, it's ruining humans and blah, 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 blah. Like, think of it as a way to avoid visual stimulation. Like all of the things that you need to pull information from that are just covered in landmines of visual stimulation. Think, could a language model do this more effectively?
Yeah.
Like, because it's just a way of communicating with a computer. That's all a language model is.
That's right, yeah.
We've built this like AI, or like it's like we've anthropomorphized this idea that it's this thing that's big. It's literally just a natural language way of interacting with a computer. That's all language models are.
Yes.
At this point, like we're creating this major PR whatever mess behind it, but I mean, most people don't understand. It's as if you were just really skilled at operating your terminal and pulling information and things like that.
Yeah,
but yeah. I mean, I think it's a great way to avoid visual.
Yeah,
slop.
Visuals.
I would love to see it too if you built that.
No,
because after I saw that guy with the key in the wood computer, I was like, oh, I want one of these.
Well, I
love the idea of a typewriter that's just like.
I just love the idea of resuscitating older iMacs that can still access the internet through Wi-Fi. So it's relatively advanced, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You don't have to jack in an Ethernet cable, which a lot of people would be a little difficult to do in their homes or home studios. But to be able to have internet access, but just have this incredibly simplified UI to access the information in as simple and plain text way as possible. So you have all the information of the internet combined with, like, again, a few things that you want to do: listen to music, have a DVD playing. If you just wanted to use it essentially as a TV DVD combo, a word processor. I'll think a little bit more about some of the other simple non-internet things you might want to do with it. You could do some simple graphic design with it, with an older version of some graphic design apps. So trying to figure out.
I don't know if you'd necessarily want to. It might just because it's more of a pain in the ass experience.
Potentially,
like, I'm pulling photos that are higher resolution. And
right. And they're loading slowly.
I mean, most of the work that anybody does in this world is just text.
Yeah.
It's Word documents.
Right.
It's some form of a Word document. So, yeah, words, natural language and words. Computers can do that really well.
Yeah.
Logic testing, things like that.
That to me is just an interesting, for lack of a better word, an interesting product or tool is like, and then that makes me go, what if I just like got a bunch of old iMacs and like this caught on? And I don't mean to make it a business, but it was more curation. It was like, I want that.
Yeah.
And it was that's we'll get it set up for you
with the computer.
Yeah, 100%.
And he literally just like, I think the person that asked for it was like, I'm sick of interacting with computers that are just trying to steal my attention.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I don't like about my computers, like my
Hey, look over
Macs.
here. Hey, come over here. Hey, come over here.
Yeah,
Just leave me alone. And let me.
you know how like the modern the easiest way to describe like contemporary society to a person is you walk into a room and you look around and say, what the fuck did I come in here for?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the experience on the computer. You just, what was I gonna do?
Well, and that goes back to
supposed to
the bar. Why is there got to be a TV in here? I'm
Yeah.
here to hang out and have a drink.
Yeah.
Like, is the TV like? Why can't the TV be rolled out like it was in school, or why can't
Roll
it
it
be
in.
covered? And like,
Yeah.
if there's a game on, and you're like, hey, for 3 hours on a
Yeah.
Sunday or Saturday, if it's college football, we're like turning this space into a hybrid thing, like fancy drinks and football.
Yeah.
Great. But then on, a Sunday night when you're hosting this amazing event with, a chef and all this stuff, can we just fucking have a little cover it up? Or just turn it off.
Just live life for
turn
a
it
little
off.
bit. Yeah. But then you have this giant soulless, like black box in the middle of
Right, yeah.
like,
And that's where
not-
just like have it disappear into the structure of the room. And
I
that's
like
kind of
those.
what
I love those TVs that are paintings
yeah.
that you get framed.
Right.
Have you
yes.
seen
and you
these?
just have Samsung
That's
has
what we
one.
really want. Yeah.
And that's really what I'm talking about with the computer. It's look, I go to the bar,
yeah.
I talk to people, I drink.
Yeah.
I go on the computer, I write stuff, I ask the internet questions.
Yep.
That's all I need.
Or
sometimes.
I go to my special computer and I do heavy graphical work.
Right.
I manage my photos.
Yep.
Or I do a video, like I edit this podcast or I edit the video and I upload.
Mhm.
Like, but don't like take everything else away.
Right.
Take all of the stuff that's popped up that is just pointless.
Right.
Take all of that away. Like it's just having like illicit drugs sprinkled.
I know.
Or like, oh, you want a little bit of like, no, just take all that
Yeah.
shit away. Like I just want to get from point A to point B.
I almost want there to be like a way to like almost built into Mac OS where you can set up a separate user account and just like
So
Like,
you can
block
yeah.
Safari, block.
Well, I don't think you can block.
That's what I mean though.
You can't.
Like,
Linux is really the only way to do that.
Yeah.
Because Linux, you have complete control. I mean, you can
Right.
literally not install a browser
right.
if you want.
That's what I mean.
You can't do that with Mac. You can't do that with Windows. But what I really, really, really want is I want this thing
Mhm.
somewhere else. I don't like it in here.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't like it in this space.
Yeah.
It contaminates this space. I would rather have, a CRT
Mhm.
with a word processor, or I mean, it doesn't have to be like a stupid CRT. With yes, that's cool. I like the idea of like the big
yeah.
Mac or like Apple
Yep.
computer on the swivel, but then it's on. I've got it on a really modern like micro PC with
Right.
Linux installed or something,
Yeah.
and I've got a word processor. I've got a file
Mhm.
server, and I've got
Mhm. The essentials.
ChatGPT or
Right.
Claude or whatever through a terminal app, but.
Oh man, that is so.
I want to see what comes from this because I want to see.
I know.
Like, I love the idea though about having, like, okay, I've got my virtual typewriter that I can connect to things,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've got, I don't know. It's a little more innocent. That thing's just too dangerous. There's too much you can do with it. It's got too much capability, and with all that capability comes the option to just waste your entire life on it.
And look, I have the self-discipline to not get on that shit.
Yeah.
I know I can use my laptop at the coffee shop and not get on shit.
Yeah.
But there's
I can
something
too, but
there's
knowing that
something-
it's there,
That's exactly it.
it
There's
ruins the
something
whole
there's
experience,
something
and that's
about the
stupid.
vibe of it. It's just not even it
It's not even
doesn't
remotely
it doesn't even
possible.
populate your mind. So when I've taken my iBook to the coffee shop just to write, or when I'm just doing something on a typewriter, there's just something special about that experience of creation when it's not even a subconscious presence that you can jump on the Discord, you can get on to your text messages, you can check your email, you can do all that stuff. Like I said, I have the self-discipline to avoid those things, but I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't
And,
even
like,
want to. I don't even
sometimes-
want to have to. I don't want to think about it to then have to deploy the self-discipline.
Yeah.
And that sounds like, well, you just want the lack of
Yeah.
tools on the computer
It's not
to
for
provide you the
everybody.
self-discipline.
It's not for everybody though. Like there's
Yeah.
plenty of people who I'd be like, then don't do this.
Yeah,
like
it's just more about
this is ridiculous. This is a lot of work, but it's and for maybe no benefit to you. Maybe you're just like, what do you mean? Like
It's like
I hated when computers couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
Like I love being able to, and I get it. Like I love that Mac literally does anything I could imagine.
100%. I love that mine
There's
do
something
too.
really cool about that. But at the same time, there is like I don't necessarily want a laptop that I don't know. Like,
Well,
it's we can have both, and maybe it's just like it's like I can have the flip phone,
right.
and then if I need to throw a SIM card in my iPod,
Mm-hmm.
because we're we're taking a trip or something, and it's just more convenient for a couple of days, I can do that, and then I can take it away and totally like okay when I'm sitting waiting for food to get ready, like okay, I'm sitting waiting for the Chinese takeout to
That's right.
get ready.
Mm-hmm.
I have no option because I have a flip phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at that for 2 seconds and I close it and I just start staring at
Yeah. Then I'm just here.
and I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, this is interesting.
Yep. I am in the real world.
Yeah. It's just
Alive.
technology reached a point where it became too dangerous. Like it just there became an extra layer of effort that always has to be deployed to avoid something that wasn't a problem in the 90s. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't exploit you like that.
Right. Or seduce you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's good.
Build that thing out. I want to see what that
I've got
looks
those
like.
2 iMacs in my iBook, so I'm gonna figure it out, and I want to see if I can figure out.
You'll
how to
definitely
get the
you'll have
phone.
to get Mac OS off of there. That's
Yeah.
the first step, and it's super easy. I mean, you can definitely like these. You could get a Linux distro that's not like you can go like Arch Linux or something super complex, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I would just get something really simple. Those things have the hardware to run that all day long.
Mhm.
I mean, it'll be amazing.
Hmm.
Just a really lightweight distro. I mean, it'll feel like a brand new computer.
So you're telling me there's no way to have Mac OS and like a word processor app and use the actual terminal app in Mac OS to communicate with an AI?
You could probably do that, but like with Linux, you can literally decide, don't install these pieces. Like
Right.
don't install a browser, don't install this, don't
Yeah.
install this. Like all I want is a word processor.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you do a lightweight browser or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you can make up your mind.
Because I don't even think that the like Safari and Mail app and all that stuff. I mean, Mail you can probably set up, but I don't even think Safari on my iBook G3 can even like really process the internet. I think it would just lock up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, but then like with the modern thing, you could you'd have the option to install something that could
Yeah.
process it.
Right.
Because the power is there. I mean, like those things are probably more powerful than like a 2020 Chromebook or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Fair point.
I'm speaking with a not clear picture, but
Yeah. I mean,
I would go the Linux route. I know it seems more complicated. It's really not.
no, yeah.
It's going to give you a lot more freedom, and it's going to be like Mac. They get clunky, get
Right.
bloaty over
Yep.
time. That's why you go back and you get an iPad
Mm-hmm.
from 2011, and it feels like it's a piece of shit.
Yep.
Part of that is how they've updated it.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, just run modern software. It'll make the computer essentially brand new again.
Well, I think it'd be also.
And then you can even skin it to look just like Mac OS
Yeah.
if you wanted to. There's plenty that are
Yeah.
designed after that design language. So
it could be interesting to just try both and be like, which one feels better, which one
Yeah.
works better, which one's the better vibe
because
for me.
I know you're used to like a slow computer sucks.
Yeah.
Like slow computing environment is not fun.
Yeah. But
Like, and you're used to the snappy.
sure.
Like you're used to the.
But when I'm using my iBook I'm literally just using it as an electronic typewriter using a word processor. I mean, it's as fast and snappy as anything there is. And if I put a DVD in there, and hit play, it
Yeah.
just plays the movie.
I mean, you could definitely set up the terminal thing pretty easily.
Yeah.
I just like having like
No, I hear you.
You can't have this stuff on here.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
I-
just know.
And I've used it enough to where I'm like, I don't even think about opening Safari
Yeah.
because it's just a piece of shit experience. It can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's as if it doesn't exist on the computer. But I hear you. It'd be fun to just be like, it literally doesn't exist. You
It's not
have,
here. Yeah.
yeah, it's not there.
You could even do like a browser that doesn't, like, I know there's some like privacy browsers or things like that that just wouldn't save anything.
Right.
That I'm sure you could, I don't know, like, I don't know. Like, there's stuff you could find where you wouldn't be able to, like, so if you needed to search the internet, you could.
Right.
But it wouldn't, it's not saving anything.
Yeah,
Like, you're not logging into anything because it's not going to save it. And
Right.
it's so much of a pain in the ass to go dig up your password,
Yep.
get into the app.
Yeah.
So maybe that's an option too.
Yep.
It's like you still have that functionality.
Yeah.
So,
Fascinating.
yeah.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer.